Google Harpoon Pest Solutions. When it comes to bugs, just say no. Call 215-588-2180.
Okay, folks, I'm back again. Good to talk to everyone again. This is episode 4 of the Harpoon Pest Solutions podcast. We're going to get right into it. We're talking about rats. Rats in the city. Rats is probably the most feared pest, according to many homeowners that we talk to. And in Philadelphia, rats is a big problem, particularly in South Philadelphia. Like a big percentage of rats in Philadelphia, the majority is in South Philadelphia. Now, there's a few reasons for this, and this podcast is not to scare anyone from moving to South Philadelphia. South Philadelphia is a great place, great area. Some of the best restaurants is there. Very clean part of the city. South Philadelphia is very nice. But here we go. So South Philadelphia, one of the problems with it is that it's adjacent to the rivers. So you have the Delaware River and you have the Schuylkill. So rats is a breeding place. These rivers are a breeding place for these rats. These rats come out of this river and they're looking for a home to get into. By the way, Schuylkill, a little Philly fact, Schuylkill means hidden river. So if you was to say Schuylkill River, you're saying hidden river. Just a little side note for those visitors that don't know what the word Schuylkill means. Okay, so here's another reason why rats is a problem in South Philadelphia. This is a story that a realtor gave me. I had to check it out for myself. It's a very good story. So if many of you who lived in Philly, but you don't have to live in Philly to know or recall Veterans Stadium. Many of you recall the Vet, as is known throughout the sports world. It's where the Philadelphia Eagles used to play, the football team. But it was knocked down some years back, Veterans Stadium. And so the story goes that I've had the privilege of going to the Vet quite a bit as a young guy. And not just football games, but even outside other events. I was able to go to the Vet. And the lower level, it's true. I mean, you could just go in the lower level and rats is there. You don't even have to see them. They're down there. And then they had a level below that level. So when the Vet was being planned to be demolished, the construction companies were all out there. They imploded the building, and they said that when they did that, there was thousands of rats running from the stadium. So apparently under the Vet, there were a lot of rats, and they used the Vet as a breeding ground. And when they knocked down the stadium, these rats had no place to go. Now, they said it was so bad that these rats started to go to these homes in South Philadelphia. The city was paying for homes to get treated for rats. That's how bad it was. I don't think the city's paying for that anymore, but in fact, I know they're not. But there was a time where you can get a little bit of grant money to pay towards your pest control guy to get rid of those rats. So anyway, another reason why. Here's something else about South Philly that's a little different from the other areas of Philadelphia. The city of Philadelphia, the new stadiums. So you got the new football stadium, you got the baseball stadium, you have the basketball/hockey arena. Philadelphia is one of the few cities that all the stadiums are within a stone's throw of each other. All the stadiums are very close. There's not many cities in this nation like that. Now, look, these are new buildings, but let's face it. There's holes, and I'm sure rats tend to be under these buildings also. Now, right up the street from the stadiums is another problem. It is a huge food distribution area. You got the seafood building. You got other buildings over there. And you best believe, again, under those buildings, right up the street from the stadiums in South Philly, is a breeding area for rats. So South Philadelphia, very nice area, but those are the reasons why South Philly, we get more rat calls from South Philadelphia than we get from anywhere else. So rats, beyond that, we don't always know the rhyme or reason why they choose the houses that they choose. Rats, they can come from underground. Believe it or not, rats can bite a hole through your cellar floor, a hole in your concrete. They can bite through concrete. Now, if you think I'm lying, well, I hope you never find out if I'm telling the truth. Let's just leave it at that. But there are a few things that you can do at your property that you can look for that we've noticed tend to cause rats to come into person's homes. Number one, if you have tree stumps, perhaps a tree was cut down in your yard, or perhaps in your front yard, not just your backyard, but your front yard, or the tree stump we've noticed it can be in the alley behind your yard. In Philadelphia, we have alleys, and sometimes they have these tree stumps in them, trees that was cut down. Rats, they love tree stumps. There's a place where they start families in these tree stumps, and once they start a family, eventually they will find their way into your home. Also, rats tend to come up through your sidewalk. So if you have holes in your pavement, you might want to get those patched up right away if you can, because rats like to be under the concrete, and they will travel underground and find their way into your home. So those are just a couple things you can look at. Obviously, the obvious things such as trash can lids in your trash cans and things, keeping the perimeter of your house clean, that can always help. A couple things you need to know about rats also. They can be quite aggressive. So if you plan to tackle them yourself, not trying to, get you to call us or anything like that, but it's a fact. Rats can be aggressive, especially if they got numbers. So if there's more than one, they know when they got numbers, and they get a little bit more brave when you try to get rid of them. The other thing, rats carry heavy fleas. Many times persons that have rats have fleas, so you want to watch out for that too. If you see rats, you want to watch out for fleas. Lastly, try to remove rats that you catch. We do that, and when we catch rats, we really try to get them out of the house fairly quick, because corpse flies start to really crowd around rats, and it's hard to get rid of those flies because they're born in the rats. They're born in the house, and so you really want to get the dead rats out as soon as possible. All right, so that's it. Rats is a nasty subject. It's a scary subject. But hey, if you think you got it bad, imagine what the restaurant owner in Center City is going through. This is Vernon with Harpoon Pest Solutions. Once again, thanks for listening, guys. Hit the like button on any of our podcasts. Give me advice where I can get better. How can I improve? I'm open to any type of advice you're willing to give. This is me telling you to keep peace of mind in the place you dwell.
Google Harpoon Pest Solutions. When it comes to bugs, just say no. Call 215-588-2180.